close my remarks, I have to tell you that this body of work can never be done in isolation. The need for partnerships, the need for you to stand shoulder to shoulder, eye to eye with those in the community who are morally, ethically aligned with your own beliefs, with your own vision, with your own skill, and most importantly, with your own will, the courage to do that which is right, was critically important. And it's not because I am at FIU today that I say this. Our partnership through Access, committing the highest level executives from FIU, deans and professors, with our own leadership team in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, creating no fewer than 20 subgroups and growing around specific areas of partnership to elevate the quality of teaching, the quality of life, the quality of humanity, and the dignity for all kids in Miami-Dade has been so much part of our reform solution here in our community. So as I said earlier, from the impossible to the inevitable, there's nothing but belief, skill, and will. The need now, last thought, the need now for us as a community is to stop operating in silos, to create pathways of seamless connectivity between public and private sector organizations. And this is the last thought I'd like to leave you with, because now we're speaking about community leadership, not just individual leadership. Think about this. If we know what the 7 key industries essential to the viability, the economic viability of our community are, and we do, through the work of the Beacon Council, our community's economic development arm, then why not emphasize programs that begin in elementary school? After a very robust conversation about early childhood education and child care in our community, which again, depending on which zip code you live, can be exceedingly great or abominably poor. But beginning there, elementary, middle, senior, alignment of career academies and educational opportunities with colleges and universities that lead eventually to the skilled workforce that this community will require over the next 20 years. Why can't we get that right as a community? Now I'm asking you because it's not going to be Dr. Rosenberg or I that will bring that reality forth. It's going to be you. It's going to be you. The next generation of captains of industry, the next generation of idealists, the next generation of reformers, the ones who sit in classrooms and schools right now as we speak. At some point, the baton is passed. You're not going to run down with it, you're going to run up with it. And you're going to get there not only faster and better, but with a greater level of awareness for the humanity around you. Never stepping on anyone to get the baton up, in fact, helping others along. That is the fulfillment of the dream. The promise has been made. The dream is up to you. Let me leave you with one little story. Those of you who know me know that I like to tell stories. And this story is actually not about school, but it's all about school. And most of you have not heard this. I know there are principals here who hear my wisdom from the field. I'm not going to tell you about the fact that kindergarten students confuse me for the weatherman. Or that a first grader who will never graduate from high school as long as I'm here actually told me that I look taller on TV. But I want to tell you about what it means to be okay. What it means to be okay. I recently went to a business dinner in a design district. Talk about how a community moves fast, right? A design district. Midtown. We made that in like 5 years. And it took 30 years to fix the schools. So I left the dinner, and through miscommunication, my ride was not there. There was somebody who was supposed to be there to take me back home, or take me back to the district. My ride was not there. So I'm on 42nd Street to Northeast 2nd Avenue, I know where the vehicle is. It's on Northeast 2nd Avenue, 14th Street. It's a schlep. That's Yiddish for great distance. And I decided, you know what? It's a beautiful evening. Maybe I forget about the fact that somebody forgot me. And I just started walk south for a little bit. And I started walking. And I'm a little bit ticked. I mean, God, you know, I'm the superintendent of schools, you know. This guy was supposed to pick me up. And what happened there? So all these things are going in my mind, and I'm thinking, I'm a little angry, and I'm tired, but I'm walking. And you know, on Northeast 2nd Avenue, right before 36th Street, where 112 goes right over Northeast 2nd Avenue, right? And right under the overpass, the highway, there's a bus stop. And the bus stops there, but the jitney also stops there. You know what the jitney is? Okay. And it's about 9:30, 9:40, and there are about 10 to 12 people around that bus stop. I see, as I'm approaching that area, with full intent of continuing to walk, that there are about 4 or 5 kids there. So I walk past the folks, they're all looking at me. I'm wearing a suit, walking on Northeast 2nd Avenue at 9:40. And they look at me, and it's one of these. And as I smile at the kids, I say hello to everybody, I keep walking. And then I start hearing, that's that guy. That's that guy. And I hear a little kid's voice, that's Carvalho. And I keep walking, but I look back and I acknowledge, always acknowledge, but I keep walking. And then I hear these footsteps accelerating towards me. I turn around, I'm on Northeast 2nd Avenue. And it's a tiny little kid. She's got a beret, girl, comes up to me, and she looks to me like a middle school kid. And she says to me, Mr. Carvalho, that is you, right? And I said, it is me. She says, my name is Kiana. I'm a senior at North Miami Senior High School. I am the class president. I have a GPA of 3.7. I know exactly where I want to go to college. Can you say hello to my mom? I said, sure, sweetheart. I walk back, and now there's the whole committee of the folks waiting for the bus. Shake hands with everybody, and there's mom. And then I meet little Sebastian. Little Sebastian is in mom's arms, 1-year-old, and her 2 sisters. One sister, a student at Morningside Elementary, is a 3rd grader. The other one, also at Morningside, K-8, 6th grader. And Kiana, who's a 12th grader at North Miami Senior. So we chat for a little bit. She asked me if I would write her a recommendation letter. Guess to come to what school? Right here, FIU. And I said, sure, whatever I can do. And I see that little Sebastian is holding 2 red balloons. Wrong balloons. I mean, these Valentine-type red balloons. I thought it was odd. So I asked the family, so what are you doing? And the little girl says, well, we're waiting for the bus. I said, yeah, but you know, why are you here now? It's a school night, right? 9:40, 9:45 by now. What are you doing here? I remember the first part of the story, right? I was walking because somebody forgot to give me the ride. And I'm a little upset that I have to walk. And this child of God tells me, we live on 69th and Northeast 2nd Avenue. It's Sebastian's birthday today. We knew the specials at Denny's on Biscayne and 36th. We had enough money to walk to Denny's. And we had a choice to make. Leave a tip or ride the bus. Those are 2 little red balloons in Sebastian's hand. No gifts in his hand. A meal at Denny's. I called Uber, which is an illegal act in this community. And I saw, because Uber tells you what kind of vehicle is going to come and get you, right? 10 minutes later, I see the vehicle pass the only crowd of people, the only sign of humanity at that hour. And went like 1 block north, and then I get the call from the driver. He says, "Sir, where are you?" And I said, "Where do you think I am?" I look around you. There are empty stores, empty streets, and then there's like a cluster of humanity. How about there? So, he puts the car in reverse and pulls up. And I say, "You're not giving me a ride, you're taking this family home today." Gave what I could at that point to the family for Sebastian's birthday. Made sure that the principals of those schools were keenly aware that I had this late evening encounter at the bus stop with his family to make sure that they did not fall through the cracks. And then I made a decision. "Alberto, you're going to keep walking. You're going to walk home." I had one great opportunity to be shamed in my own emotional state over the fact that I didn't have a ride by having a beautiful encounter with people who never have a ride. What shocked me was, as I kept walking, 6, 7, 10 blocks down the road, people kept stopping me because I was the only guy walking in a suit on Northeast 2nd. Everyone who stopped me rolled down the window, which is very unusual, to roll down the window by now at 10 o'clock at night on Northeast 2nd Avenue, and always asked me the same question. Does my introduction to this story, "Are you okay?" As I kept walking, I kept running to people on the street that weren't okay, but nobody stopped for them. Dare to be the leaders who stop for those who are not okay, rather than reassuring those who are. I learned something that night. You have within your power as leaders today and future leaders tomorrow to change the lives of Kiana and little Sebastian. Take advantage of those opportunities. They are God's gifts to you. Thank you very much.